South Korea is one of the world's leading regions in the seafood trade, thanks to its rich marine resources. Fishermen along the coast use a variety of fishing methods to harvest seafood, many of which still rely effectively on traditional techniques. This is especially true in the commercial harvesting of octopus using age-old methods. So, let's dive in and explore how South Korean fishermen catch thousands of octopuses every day. Watch how Korean fishermen harvest thousands of large octopuses daily. There are many species of octopus, but the giant Pacific octopus is particularly popular in South Korea and widely used in the country's cuisine. High consumer demand has driven the development of octopus fishing, supporting the livelihoods of coastal communities and generating greater income. Octopus fishing in South Korea mainly takes place in the southern provinces, where the most common method used is pot trapping. Since octopuses are nocturnal creatures, the traps are typically dropped into the sea in the afternoon and then retrieved the following morning to harvest the catch. Traditionally, Korean fishermen used earthenware pots to catch octopuses, but nowadays plastic pots have become more common. However, because plastic pots tend to float, fishermen add cement inside to weigh them down and sink them to the seafloor. These dark brown plastic pots resemble rocky crevices when submerged, tricking octopuses into thinking they found a safe hiding spot, making the traps more effective. The number of traps used depends on the size of the fishing vessel, but typically between 1,500 to 2,000 pots are deployed from a 5-ton boat. These pot traps are spread across 200 to 300 different locations in the ocean. The pot trapping method is a traditional octopus fishing technique passed down through generations. It takes advantage of the octopus's natural behavior of seeking shelter in dark, enclosed spaces. In the past, clay pots were commonly used, but due to their fragility, they've largely been replaced by plastic pots. Although the material of the pots has changed, the fishing method itself remains the same, preserving the core characteristics of the age-old tradition. In addition to pot trapping, Korean fishermen also use iron cage traps to catch octopuses while minimizing bycatch. This method involves the use of round, square, or sometimes rectangular traps similar in design to those used for catching lobsters or king crabs. The traps are baited with fish, crabs, or squid to lure the octopuses inside. Once the octopus enters the cage, it cannot escape, making it easier for fishermen to harvest them efficiently. Fishermen typically place traps in rocky seabed areas, which octopuses prefer as their natural habitat. The cage traps are left underwater for a specific period ranging from 12 hours to several days before being retrieved using ropes or hydraulic winches. Once hauled aboard, the octopuses are removed, the traps are cleaned, and then neatly stacked on the boat. This cage trapping method is most effective during the spring and autumn seasons, when octopus populations migrate closer to shore to feed and spawn. Many Korean fishermen also catch octopuses by diving, a method considered traditional and typically practiced in coastal areas with rich marine biodiversity. Octopuses are often found hiding in rock crevices, beneath coral reefs, or buried in sandy or muddy sea bottoms. Once a diver spots the prey, they use their hands or simple tools to capture the octopus and then place it into mesh bags for collection. The diving method for catching octopus is highly selective, ensuring minimal bycatch and causing no harm to the seabed. Moreover, octopus caught by hand is considered higher in quality due to the careful handling involved. Divers typically harvest only mature octopuses, avoiding juveniles or those in the breeding season, making this approach the most sustainable among existing fishing practices. Nevertheless, local authorities have implemented fishing regulations to control overfishing. The South Korean government has established quotas and minimum size limits to protect octopus populations. Seasonal fishing is also enforced to allow octopuses time to reproduce and replenish their numbers. Additionally, the government promotes sustainable fishing practices among local fishermen to help balance economic needs with conservation efforts. After being harvested, octopuses are typically transported to processing facilities or seafood markets to meet consumer demand. However, some of the catch is gutted and cleaned on board, then sun-dried directly on the fishing vessel to produce dried octopus. This processed product can generate extra income for fishermen, as dried octopus generally sells for a higher price than fresh. Each octopus is hung on drying racks on the boat for about 3 to 5 days until fully dried. This traditional method not only extends the shelf life of the octopus but also enhances its flavor, giving it a unique and savory taste.
Those large lakes are of Chinese farmers. You are not wrong, olives are used for fish farming purposes. The profits can reach millions of yuan each year. What has made the aquaculture industry in China achieve such good results? Watch this video now to get the answer. Unique fish farming method of Chinese fishermen. This is a farm that raises perch and grouper fish of a Chinese farmer. The pond area is actually very large, you can see it with the naked eye. Here, perch are mainly raised in large quantities. The fish are uniform in size and healthy, always swinging their tails vigorously during the harvesting process. However, perch are pelagic animals and they will cause a large amount of food to sink to the bottom, causing water pollution. That's why fish get dangerous diseases and die. The solution of this farming model is to combine goby farming with perch. Goby fish often sink to the bottom, so they clean up the leftover food left by the perch. This method of raising fish is bringing positive results because both perch and goby species grow healthily and evenly. Perch and goby meat are both high quality, so they are always chosen by customers. This is an extremely typical economic model bringing high economic value. The next model you are seeing is carp farming in the Yellow River area. The ponds here are large in size, with many ponds placed close together, creating an extremely large farm scale. These ponds have provided large quantities of farmed freshwater fish to the market. A special feature of this fish farming model is the provision of blue light at night for the fish. This technique helps eliminate factors that affect fish health, thereby making carp healthier. The carp farming model in the Hongha River area has overcome water quality problems. Based on comparisons, it can be seen that the water of the Hongha River is not suitable for fish farming, so the fish in the river are often sick, weak, and of poor quality. It can be seen that this man's riverside fish farming model has solved the most difficult problems when raising aquaculture products. Therefore, this livestock model is also highly appreciated for its economic efficiency. You see, these fish ponds have a lot of duckweed and dirt floating on the water surface. This man had to ask for expert help because this condition caused many fish to get sick and die. They have found an extremely effective way to handle it, which is to build automatic water filtration tanks in the pond, helping the pond environment stay clean. In the video is an image of the water filter tank operating regularly, and with this method, the fish always live in clean water. Due to the difference in water levels between areas, this water filtration activity will take place regularly and non-stop. This is also a smart solution bringing high efficiency in fish farming. Thanks to such modern automated fish farming models, efficiency and productivity at farms are always very high. Therefore, it is possible to meet the demand for fish consumption in large quantities in China. It is estimated that the value obtained from fish farming model in China annually can reach over 100 million yuan. This is a model of fish farming in cages, in bays with deep water levels. This model will require a lot of investment, but with a large scale and good breathing techniques, the farm owners here have actually earned a lot of profit. Before your eyes, you can see large fish cages covered with nets and roofs. The scale of this project is not small, so the fish yield is certainly very large. The above fish farming models all have something in common, and that is that they bring high economic efficiency and create quality products. Fish raised in a special way always have a delicious flavor, sweet and firm meat. These fresh fish can be processed into many delicious dishes such as braised fish, fish hot pot, fried fish, grilled fish, all of which are very attractive. That's why consumers in China favor these types of freshwater fish. So, today's video ends here. What do you feel about these fish farming models? Please leave a comment in the section below to let us know. Don't forget, click like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. And now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.